Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. My name is FPL Meerkat and today I've got a video diving into my Game Week 4 team and my team selection for Game Week 5. I've been at Reading Festival this weekend, so this video is coming out a bit later and my throat is absolutely knackered. So it's probably going to be quite a short video for you guys. I'll try and get this out before the deadline, but let's get straight into things. So, as I was away, I didn't actually watch any of the games. I'm just trying to catch myself up on the highlights of the games and obviously been pressured very much for time with a deadline later on today. So, yeah, I'm now... Let's try again. So, as I was away at the weekend, I haven't actually watched any of the games. So, I came back on Monday and had a look at the points, and oh my god, what a ridiculous game week this was again. I know there was some kind of normality that resumed with the results, but in terms of points, it was all over the place. Some mega hauls and a lot of blanks. So there's probably a massive variety of scores this week. You could have been severely punished or severely rewarded. So looking at my team, 69 points, it was above the average. Pretty happy with the rank. I've gone up to 2.5 million now. I have seen that I'm quite close to the top million now. I think I'm only about 20 points behind it. So quite happy with the week, how it turned out. Obviously, the Salah captaincy blank isn't great, but I mean, it was a 9-0 Liverpool win. That is such a freak result. Salah not getting a single return in that game. I'm just going to put that down to luck. I don't think that was a poor decision at all. I think most people captained Salah this week, so I was just happy that I had a lot of the players who did haul. Starting off in goal with Raya, getting me 6 points, a fantastic score from him, despite the fact he didn't keep a clean sheet. 6 saves made to get 2 bonus points and 2 points bonus as well. Really happy with him. He's getting so many points despite not even keeping a clean sheet. The double City defence I was not looking forward to against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace always cause Man City problems, and they did yet again. Not happy with having double City defence, I think, for the future. I just don't think Walker is a viable option for my team. He just does all he offers is clean sheets. I'm probably going to keep the City defence for this week against Nottingham Forest at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if Walker starts to get benched sometimes, and Cancelo really isn't rewarding the price for his attacking potential. He's just really not putting up the numbers for it, so I'm definitely going to have to evaluate that and put money elsewhere. Trent Alexander-Arnold getting that haul that we all know he's capable of, really rewarding people who held on to him. He's such a hit and miss player, isn't he? Getting, 2, 1, 0 points, then 17. Just an incredible haul for him there. Clean sheet, goal, 2 bonus, assist. Just the whole package, basically. Really happy to hold on to him. And Zinchenko was initially in my team. He got injured in the warm-up. I wasn't there for the team reveals or anything. I hadn't got any internet since Thursday, so I wouldn't have known anyway if it had been released early. But I think that news hadn't actually broken out until after the deadline and the team sheets went up. So a bit disappointed there. I'm gonna have to make a close call on him for next week whether he will play. But yeah, not too happy about that, considering quite a few of the Arsenal defenders did well with goals and assists. Moving to the midfield, Andreas coming off my bench to get me 2 points. I wasn't expecting much of a return from him for against Arsenal anyway. Wasn't expecting him to play for me anyway, so I'm fine holding on to him. Luis Diaz finally getting those returns. A lot of doubts around him getting returns, getting 2 goals. Fantastic to have him in the team. Really happy to have him. I much prefer having the double Liverpool attack over defence. I mean, scoring 9 goals is very impressive, although I would mostly put that down to Bournemouth's horrendous defending from the highlights, and also getting quite unlucky with some of the goals. But yeah, very happy to hold on to Diaz. The Salah blank I've already discussed. Ridiculous circumstances for that. He was very involved in the game, and I think I read somewhere that he had the highest expected goals out of any player on the pitch in the whole game. So yeah, just incredibly unlucky there. Obviously, that simple captaincy switch would have rewarded me about 14 extra points. But it's just unlucky. I don't think that was a bad call at all. I don't think you ever captain Alexander-Arnold thinking, oh yeah, he's gonna comfortably he's gonna haul and Salah won't, because Trent's going to haul if he gets assists and goals, and you'd assume that Salah would be part of that as well. So yeah, very unlucky. Martinelli getting 2 points. He is someone I have considered moving on, purely because he's so highly owned and there's so many good options at that price point. I have considered looking at other options. I just feel he might be at risk for rotation. There's been no proof of that as of yet. But I think there's just so many players that can play in that Arsenal attack that I'm not too keen about holding on to attackers from Arsenal. Jesus only getting 1 point, however, I'm definitely going to be holding on to him because we know about his explosive potential in that Arsenal side. If I was going to hold on to a Arsenal attacker, it would definitely be him, despite the blank this week. Tony, someone else I've looked at getting rid of just to free up some funds. I'm happy to keep him for now, but just taking money out of him I think might be worth it with how many good options there are in midfield now for very affordable prices. But he's still on penalties. I think he had a very good chance in the game against Everton, but still happy to hold on to him. Haaland getting 17 points, doing what we all know he's capable of, getting a one half hat trick. I think he got all 3 goals within 30 minutes. Absolutely insane. That's what he's there in that City team to do. He can do it. Will he be a rotation risk now? Yes, he will. Pep Guardiola's come out and actually said that he will not be starting every week when there are 3 days between games. So I'll definitely be looking to potentially get rid of him. But not this week. Not this week. The game against Nottingham Forest is far too appealing. And then the bench not really returning any points. Then that's not what they're there to do. But at least they are still getting starts, so they have the potential of getting. There's that rare scenario where someone doesn't start and they get points. But yeah, pretty happy with the week. Definitely the star player being Trent. Haaland as well, obviously getting the same points, really good. And having Diaz over Robertson really paying off at the moment. Really happy to have him. But yeah, let's have a look at some of my transfer plans. So here is the Game Week 5 team. It's currently a 4-3-3 formation. 0.2 million in the bank. The squad value is really going up now. Obviously, that small green arrow has given me a bit of leeway into the top ranks now. I'm fairly happy with the team. Obviously, that yellow flag on Zinchenko, definitely going to have to monitor that right down to the deadline of what my transfers are going to be. I currently have the captaincy on Salah, purely because I just know his minutes are more secure. The 50-50 between Haaland and Salah is huge this week. I really don't know who I'm going to do it. I'm so split on the decision. Even Jesus is potentially an option here. I've also even considered going for Cancelo as well. I don't think that Trent will keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. I think St. Maximin is just in such fantastic form if he's fit for the game, that is. I think he will definitely cause Trent a lot of problems, and I think Newcastle will get a goal. But yeah, really liking the look of Cancelo, Salah, Haaland, and Jesus for captaincy. This is probably the toughest one I've had so far. I was pretty adamant with going with Salah every week up until now. It's not because of the blank, just because of how well Newcastle have started off the season, and Nottingham Forest really do look like they're there from the taking, given the underlying stats. But again, Haaland didn't do very well against Bournemouth at home, so it's not a certainty that Haaland will haul, but he can, and that's the issue here. I'm liking the look of the team at the moment. The bench definitely speaks for itself for who I'm going to be benching this week. And I'm not too sure how I feel about having only 4 teams in my lineup: Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Brentford. They're certainly some of the best performing teams, but not having any players from the likes of Brighton and Leeds, I'm definitely worried about that, because they are teams with great fixtures coming up and are in really good form. And I think just giving a bit more variety to my teams, because as I've seen a few comments on my team saying, if one of these teams doesn't have a good game week, I'm not having a good game week. Obviously, that's going to be all the time with Liverpool, but if Arsenal go and don't score a goal, at all in the game, I'm pretty much going to be having 3 blanks in my team from one team. So I'm definitely looking at spicing things up a bit and getting a bit more variety. I wouldn't like to burn the transfer either. I'm definitely going to be making a move this week. So let's have a look at what that could potentially be. So this is what I could potentially be doing with my transfers, switching the formation to a 3-4-3 and going for 2 £4 million defenders, getting rid of Zinchenko, to downgrading all the way to Emerson at West Ham, who's recently just signed, and upgrading De Silva to Gross. Given the price rises, I do have the exact money to do this. I do really like the look of Gross at the moment. I really didn't at the start of the season. I thought everyone was going on a bandwagon now, but looking at the underlying data, he's really getting a lot of chances. Brighton are creating a lot of chances and are looking very strong defensively. I think they will continue their good form. I think they could concede a goal against Fulham, but I am really liking the look of Gross in the team. They're doing a direct swap from Zinchenko to another Arsenal defender is also an option. I'm not too sure. I really don't have a lot of certainty about any of my moves this week. I've also looked at downgrading Tony to a 4.5 forward, and unfortunately, I was looking at upgrading both my 4.5 million midfielders to Gross and Harrison. I really like the look of Harrison over Rodrigo due to, I think, he's more nailed in terms of his minutes. Sorry, my phone going off. I do really like the look at that, but I'm 0.1 million short because of the price rises for that move. So that would require a 4-point hit as well. And because the ranks are so tight, I want to limit the amount of hits I take, purely because of that one hit that I've taken so far backfired disastrously. So I want to definitely play it safe and do either 1 or 2 transfers. I think Zinchenko will definitely be part of the move due to the fact that he is an uncertainty for tomorrow's game. I think they're playing Wednesday. We won't know for certain, but because he's a doubt, I don't think he's going to start. And I don't fancy playing Andreas off the bench as well. Emerson's in the team as well over Patterson, due to I think Emerson can really nail down a left wing back spot at West Ham. Just a bit more variety, and I think it saves me a bit more of a benching headache. Because Emerson is pretty much always going to be on my bench anyway. So I think I prefer him as an option over Patterson just for a bit of variety. He's lowly owned at the moment. I've also been looking, the name has escaped me, but the left back for Brighton, who is recently starting games. He looks very attacking. And Brighton are beginning to keep clean sheets. And because I have Raya, I'm not going to make a switch from Raya to Sanchez for the time being, but I would like a Brighton defender in the team. Yeah, so a lot of things I could do. The captaincy on this is also on Haaland because I'm just so 50-50 at the moment between Salah and Haaland. And again, Cancelo is also still in my thinking. So I will post my final team on Twitter just before the deadline, or just after the deadline's passed. And it could look completely different to what I've got here, as there isn't a lot of time between the deadlines and I have been away. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting game week for me, but I don't want to rush it. I want to make a sensible move. I might just make 1 transfer, so I've got 2 next week to really assess things. But yeah, that's kind of what my transfer thinking is at the moment. Let's have a look at who got the best score in the mini league this week. So here is the highest scoring team from my mini league this week. Another new face, not Cologne, the team name. Very strong week, 88 points this week. Raya in goal, having the hauls from Trent, Diaz, Haaland, and the main difference from me was having Gross. Really good pick there. Certainly the best differential in the team alongside Diaz. That was really the main tipping point. This week was having the likes of Gross to really lift up the rank to get 88 points, a very, very good score. James as well, a good choice to get getting an assist and 2 bonus, and Perisic keeping another clean sheet. Would be interested to see if he's going to play this week. Might be a bit of difficulty there. The transfer this week, very good. Moved on Neto to Gross. Certainly a lot of points gained there, and only using one free transfer, not taking a hit. Yeah, really good score for you there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's a little bit rushed. I've not had a lot of time to make this video. Also, my throat has been absolutely butchered over the weekend. So sorry if this video is a bit sporadic. But again, I'll try to get a video out for you guys every single week before the deadline, or sometimes 2 a week because there's double deadlines. But yeah, let me know who you guys are captaining this week. Certainly a very big toss-up, I think, this week for captaincy. All kinds of good shouts out there. Are you going for a defensive pick? As we can see, they can haul like Trent. Maybe Cancelo does that this week. Or are you going to play it safe by going for Salah? Or are you going to take a little bit of a risk going for Haaland, knowing that he might be a bit of a rotation week? People think that he's going to start this week because the gap between the weekend's game and the Champions League game that City have next week is shorter. So he'd play this week, rested at the weekend, play the Champions League. That's what makes the most sense. But there is no predicting what Pep Guardiola is going to do. They certainly need Haaland in the team to get those goals, but maybe not against Nottingham Forest. So do you take that risk with him? Well, slight risk. I think he's one of the safer options this week, or the likes of Jesus, or someone completely different for captaincy. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think of the team this week, what you guys are planning, and I will see you at the weekend for another FPL video.